Soldado kill. She's gone.
People used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
What's going on, everyone? I hope you enjoyed that intro clip, but right now I want to talk about Call of Duty 4, the game that changed it all. Now, if you haven't played it, I don't want to make you feel bad by saying you missed out on possibly the greatest shooter in the history of time, but I'm going to say it anyways, and it sucks balls if you haven't played it. But it's okay, because it's being remastered this fall, so your first experience will possibly be better than mine. It's the game that got me into Call of Duty and made me kind of drift apart from games like Halo and even Gears of War for quite a while. Now, it isn't perfect. I could bathe in its nostalgia all I want, but logically speaking and thinking, it can use a lot of work, which is why I'm making this video on 5 things the game needs to change in order to make it even better than it once was. And let me tell you, it was fucking amazing, and it only makes sense to make it better. Why remaster a game and keep it imbalanced when you can make it better, right? Call of Duty is great, but it has its imperfections. Now, I know they say imperfection is beauty, but I say that's just what ugly people tell themselves to feel better about themselves, you know what I mean? That's just the truth, man, and you know me, I keep it real on this channel. Now, let's get started on my top 5 things Call of Duty 4 Remastered should change to make it even greater than it once was. Now, the first thing I want to address is the Frag ×3 issue. The grenade spams. The grenades in this game were called Zeus grenades, notoriously because they were just so fucking powerful. They were like little mini nukes. Their blast radius was insane, and there was really nothing to counter it. There was no blast shield. You had Juggernaut, but that only gave you 30 damage, and the base strength of a frag grenade, correct me if I'm wrong, but from its core is 500 damage. That's a lot of fucking damage. So my 2 options here is to either remove it completely and just replace it with, I don't know, you could just take it out because there's plenty of perk ones, and or you can just actually replace it with Flak Jacket as the perk one. Now, Flak Jacket wasn't in this game. There was really nothing that resisted yourself from explosives, and I think by adding Flak Jacket into this game, it'll be a lot more fun, because getting grenade spammed, especially on maps like Shipment and District and Showdown, there's just so many grenades. You can chuck those things so far, it's ridiculous. So they got to do something about the Frag ×3 issue. They either got to remove it completely and make everyone spawn 1 grenade, reduce the damage of the frags, or introduce Flak Jacket as the perk 1. And by doing that, Juggernaut should only increase your health while taking bullets. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the weapon glitches in this game, and it's got quite a few, but there's main 3 weapon glitches that have changed the game for me, I think 9 years ago when I played it the most. Now, the first one is by adding attachments to the AK47 and the AK74u. It gives it lower damage and lower range, but I don't know why this was taken in place. Perhaps it was intentional for weapon balances, but no one confirmed why, and they just never fixed it. So why not start now and introduce this hotfix or whatever when the game launches? And the third weapon is the M40A3 ACOG. Now, slap an ACOG on this thing and it completely disregards shooting people with Juggernaut. Now, Juggernaut is a nice perk. I loved it. People called it newbie, but it was a counteracting force against getting sniped all the time, because getting sniped in Call of Duty 4, it was common. It was pretty easy to do. Now, I'm not gonna discredit Optic, Phase, or resurrect back when they used to make hella montages and sniping tutorials, but they were on another level. But in general, sniping is pretty easy, and the aim assist is insane. So we gotta fix that M40A3 ACOG glitch. Third thing on my list is balancing the weapons in the game. Now, the main weapons in this game were the MP5, the M16, AK47, M4 carbine, and the snipers. Now, everything else, people used them, but it was clear that these 5 weapons that I just mentioned were so popular because they were better than everything. They just outclassed them. So why not just give the player a wide variety of weapons to choose, and they're kind of the same and they work in different areas. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Juggernaut. Now, this was actually my favorite sniper in the game, but it sucks ass. You're gonna see some clips later on in the video of me using it, but I want them to either improve the one-hit kill area by making it like the upper chest or maybe the mid chest, making it one shot, one kill when they don't have Juggernaut and you have stopping power, or make it not need stopping power at all, like the WA2K from MW2. That way this weapon could be a satisfying weapon to use, balanced, because currently it's outclassed by all the snipers. The M21, the semi-auto, you could spam that thing, it has no recoil. The M40 R700 and the Bear 50 cal give you a one-shot kill basically in half of their body. So let's make that Juggernaut better. And some small tweaks I want to make is improving the G36C, and from my experience of years of playing this game, the M4A1 outclasses this thing in almost every single way. Also nerfing the M16 by either increasing the recoil or decreasing range, because that thing was a laser beam. We also got to buff the Uzi and the Scorpion by making the Uzi have lower recoil and giving the Scorpion 5 additional bullets. That way the player has a lot more variety into the game than versus just using the MP5 all the time or the M16. You know, just like instead of using only 5 weapons, there's a category of like 15 that you're just in a dilemma. You're like, oh shit, what should I use? Like I have 15 options. Like, and it'll make the game, like the longevity of it will be even better because there's always something to do. By the time you've got tired of the AK47, you move on to the MP44 or something like that, and then you start missing the AK47 after like cycling through different variations of the guns. The fourth thing I want to talk about is the perk balance, because currently the perks people use is stopping power or Juggernaut. Sometimes UAV jammer, but those two main perks, stopping power and Juggernaut, they're just dominant. They're better than everything. Increased health or increased damage, that's way better than increased explosives. That's way better than flanking with UAV jammer, because it's such a fast-paced game that stealth isn't really your best option using it. And some ways to fix this is to give sleight of hand faster ADS speed, kind of like the MW2 sleight of hand, and giving sonic boom increased airstrike damage and the longevity of the helicopters. So if you have sonic boom on, your airstrikes are more deadly, your UAVs last a little longer, and the longevity of your chopper is increased, so you'll ultimately get more kills that way. That's just my ideas. If you have any ideas to like balance the perks, definitely leave your suggestions below, and I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Also, I want to add awareness to counteract dead silence, because currently there's nothing to counter that thing. Having silent footsteps, that's really important. A lot of more people are using headphones because the new Xbox One and PS4 controllers, they come with adapters, and those adapters, they support any regular headphones, so it's so much easier to use sound as your advantage versus using your TV screen like we did 9 years ago. And they should definitely keep that Perk 3 eavesdrop. Now, if you're not familiar with this, this is hands down the trolliest of the trolls perks in Call of Duty history. You could hear the enemy chat all the time, and every time you killed someone, there used to be so many like montages and reaction videos of just kids raging and raging, and it was so fucking funny and hilarious. So they should definitely add that in. Not add it, it's already there. They should keep it. Now the fifth and final thing they should change is fixing the helicopter's glitch, where, well, I'll tell you about the glitches later. Just basically fixing the helicopter and the airstrikes. Now, if you guys aren't like familiar with how the helicopter works in Call of Duty 4, when you call it in, it hunts down the strongest player on the enemy team. It makes it its top priority. So every time you're doing good, you're just like, why the fuck is his chopper after me? And it's just completely ignoring your whole team, and it's on a mission to fucking end your life. And I don't think that's nice. They shouldn't do that. I know they did that for a reason. It was not a glitch. They want like, you know, like new players to not die as much, but you can't be penalizing someone for being the MVP of the team. Like that's a nice position to be in. That's like a prestigious position, and it shouldn't come with like the responsibility of being hunted by fucking Chuck Norris on a helicopter. It's not fucking fair. But those are the 5 things I want to change in Call of Duty 4 Remastered when it comes out this fall. I think it's coming out on November 4th. Is it just me, or every year Call of Duty comes out just a little earlier? Like 10 years from now, it's gonna be like on August. It's gonna come out in fucking August. Like like what the fuck? But yeah, those 5 things definitely need to be changed. If you have any suggestions below of how to change the game to make it better, I'm so curious for that. I encourage it. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see changed, what you want to see kept. I'm really curious to know. Now, what I want to be kept is the stopping power and Juggernaut in this game. I thought those were incredibly important because they balanced out each other. I didn't like the fact that it made the other perk to like class basically meaningless. I didn't like that fact. But I do like that if like weapons were overpowered, like the sniper rifles, you could slap on Juggernaut and just take hit markers for days. They would have to aim for the head, the neck, to really give you like a one shot, one kill death. And if you had Juggernaut and you got one shotted, you know the other guy deserved it. He either got lucky or he was just a fucking like American sniper shit. But thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, make sure to leave a like below, subscribe for more, and definitely share this video out, and so it gets some like attention on 5 things this game needs to change. We know nothing about Infinite Warfare right now, which is why I'm not making so much like detailed and analysis videos on the trailer, the teasers. Like, no, like that's fucking retarded. When the actual multiplayer trailer comes out and it tells us exactly what's gonna be in the game, then I'll do a video on that. But I know this game pretty well. Call of Duty 4, this was basically my like middle school childhood. But yeah, once again, please share the video, give it the attention that, you know, this game deserves, and we can make it even better when it launches this fall. That's it for this video, guys. For Khan, signing out.